is crikey. We are live. Welcome everyone to our daily success call. John Lavinia back here with all of you. You guys survived with Karen on Friday. Yes.
You survived.
Yeah. Hey, Scott's waving something in front of the Karen survived. Okay. Scott, I'm seeing your gemstones. Okay, very good. Hold on. Everybody wants to come on camera. Let's do this real quick. There's everybody. Good to see you all. Wow. What a all-star cast of characters. And I do mean characters. Good to see you guys. I am back. And I'm glad to be back. It's always good to have a little break as well. And I want to say hats off to Karen for holding down the fort while I was gone. She was also gone. So we both had commingling different events going on in our lives. But we're back to normal, whatever that means. And I'm glad to be here with you all. We have a couple things going on. For those of you who are in on this advanced group with the Vegas trip and all that, hopefully you've gotten all the details on that. That is coming right up. I am looking forward to meeting some of you live and in person in just a few weeks. So that's going to be fun. Yes, I will be jumping on the Harley and riding there. So, because that's just right up the street for me, about 5-hour ride from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, which is where I am. What else? What else is going on? We do have on our daily success calls or power up or fire up or whatever this thing is called. I just call it a daily success call. We do have our regular schedule back in place, alternating me and Karen, Monday, Tuesday, Karen, Wednesday, me, Thursday, Karen, Friday, me. All right. So, and I don't know what you guys did for Fun Friday. I did not look at a computer for like 2.5 days. So you are my second live session of the day. And I haven't seen a computer until this morning. So hopefully it was fun and you guys had fun with Karen. We're going to get into, I think, a fun topic here today. And it's one that was brought up by Patricia and Denise just as we are about to go live. Denise, you've got your hand up. Come on out, my friend. What's you had a thought you wanted to share, Denise?
Just have one question. I'm sorry, John. For the Vegas thing, are we allowed to bring someone? My daughter helps me a lot with my the business.
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to bring someone?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, people are, free country to whatever degree. And yeah, I would say get with admin help at lowhangingecom.com if you need details that you have not been detailed on yet. So
help at admin lowhangingecom.com. Okay.
Help at lowhangingecom.com. Help at. Okay. And that's admin will see that. You are welcome, Denise.
Thank you.
And if I had more details, I'd give you more details. All I know is I'm supposed to show up on a certain day. And they were like, you need a plane ticket. And I'm like, no, I got a Harley, and that's that. So what are we talking about today? And
I live in St. George, so it's just a 2-hour drive.
Oh, you could ride your bicycle. You could like hitchhike over there. Yeah.
I could.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Right.
I could.
By the way, for anybody who's wondering about St. George, Utah, don't go to St. George, Utah. Nobody would ever want to go to St. George, Utah, right, Denise? It is just terrible. Nobody likes Utah. In fact, stay out of Utah, everybody. It's the best kept secret in North America. Don't go to Utah, right? You get what I'm saying?
Fabulous. Yeah, I get it.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. You ruined the secret. Right. Nobody go to Utah. In fact, don't go to Arizona either. It's terrible. Everybody hates Arizona. Okay.
Right. Okay.
It is. I was just up in Grand Canyon this weekend. Yeah. Dangerously close to Denise and St. George, Utah. But Grand Canyon, for those who don't know, does anybody not know what the Grand Canyon is? It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's the most famous of them. My daughter had never seen it. We live in the Grand Canyon state. I was like, well, my goodness. All right, she'll be 11 next month. Maybe we go see the Grand Canyon, because we did have some international travel plans, which we kiboshed at the last minute, simply because we didn't want to be subjected to any potentially false testing results. Now you can't get back on a plane and come to the country that you actually live in. Anyway, all this authoritarian crap, we decided, let's just stay here local. And we drove 4 hours. We drove 4 hours up, and we got to see a really friggin' huge hole. Really huge. That goes from Utah to Nevada. It is that big of a hole. And and my daughter lit up, and it was an amazing thing. By the way, if you're ever up in the Grand Canyon Village, don't go to El Tovar. Nobody would like El Tovar for the dining room. It is just terrible, which means it's freaking spectacular. Oh my goodness, El Tovar. We had the best breakfast ever. The view, in case you want a view, there's the canyon, right? Hey, right. So spectacular. Anyway, don't go to El Tovar. So we got a little bit of a lifestyle going on here, right? We got a little bit of, and I think all of us here, if I can bring this in for an actual topic, I think all of us here are here for a reason, and that reason is that we are seeking to be, do, and have more in our lives, right? More of what we want, less of what we don't want. If you've had a deficit condition up to this point, which I know many have had, right? Where whatever methods you were using to survive and to create whatever lifestyle was that you were creating up to this point, have either run their course, or they have proven insufficient, or have evaporated in the age of COVID, or whatever. You're here with intent. That's good. Now, some of you are here with intent to do big things, really make a spectacle of yourself, like crush this thing, go be, whoever's got the title. Rachel, okay, let's knock Rachel off her throne and let's go do it bigger, stronger, faster. Some of you, that's how high you're shooting, right? Others, a little part-time income, extra couple thousand a month, whatever your standards are, which can change. And hopefully change in the positive direction. A lot of times I get to work with people who have lowered their standards because of, we've had losses in life. They've lowered their standards to the point where they're wondering if they're worthy of their goals. Wrong question, right? I mean, look, do trips to the Grand Canyon or wherever you want to go, does that just exist for other people? Does breakfast at El Tovar overlooking, the Bright Angel, is that just for other people? Great question. Only you can answer that question. What do you got to do to be able to have, well, I'm revealing some of the lifestyle that I like, right? I like nature and I like canyons, and that's why I live in Arizona. What do you've got to do? Well, you've just got to get other things working in your life so you can go experience that. And so since we're all here with, I would say, a good amount of commonality with our purposes to be, do, and have more, it could sometimes be, and this is something that Denise brought up, it could sometimes be that we expect others to also be on that path. And that could be a dangerous assumption. Here's the consideration that I'll offer you all today. Excuse me. So I've got a little bit of coffee that went down my windpipe. So I've got the ability to communicate with lots of different people throughout each day, right? I've got lots of different work that I do in my 4 businesses that I run. And in case you're wondering, not everyone is like all the people here in this group. Or I know some of you are watching this on YouTube right now. You're tuning into this conversation with intent, right? There's more entertaining things you could be doing than listening to some Italian guy talk about life and whatever. Here you are. So you get credit for that. Okay, well, guess what? There's lots of people who are not in this conversation. There's lots of people who seek entertainment over education. There's lots of people who, in fact, I would say a plurality or a majority of people who are waiting for life to happen to them rather than making it happen. So how safe are our assumptions that others are just like us? Not safe assumptions. Something that Denise said just before we went live is that she's very nice, and sometimes to her own detriment. Okay, reminds me of something Solomon talked about, and is it in Proverbs? Anyway, one of Solomon's writings, where he talked about how integrity, which you guys know is an important word for me, title of my first book, but integrity could actually be a liability because you don't suspect, this other person would. I mean, you said this is what it is. Well, then you trust them, right? Yeah, of course. That's what you said. I know if I said it, that's what I meant. I say what I mean. I do what I say. That's called integrity, right? Doesn't everybody have that? First rule of business: assume nothing. So the idea that came up for me was, to quote Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. So when I go forth into the marketplace or into my day and doing whatever I'm doing with whatever people I'm doing it with, I do it with a bit of objectivity, certainly expecting. I mean, why would you be in this conversation with me unless we were looking to solve some common problem or common purpose, something like that? But at the same time, not assuming that you're already on the path. when for anyone who's been through our business launch strategy session, which is, in my assessment, the most important conversation we'll ever have, the only way to get invited to that is to get through the entire accelerator program. That is the only way to get invited into that conversation. And some of you have recently been through that. But one of the things that I talk about with anyone who goes through that strategy session, and we're talking mental strategies here, which is higher than tactics, right? Tactics are how to create the product, how to do all the stuff in your course. We could say that your low-hanging system course material is a tactical course. Here's the stuff that you can do to execute the agenda of creating products and getting them into the marketplace. Okay, but above tactics is strategy, and that's right here. In fact, you've even heard, for those of you going through our accelerator program, where Rachel reveals that 90+%, we can't exactly quantify it, but the vast majority of success in this business is mindset. It's not, what color on the thing on the t-shirt, right? Tactics, which change all the time, and that's fine. And none of us have a crystal ball. The marketplace will tell us, what the marketplace thinks about that creation. And good news for everyone here, you can do lots of creations, thousands of creations, and they're not all going to stick. In fact, if you're right 20% of the time, you're a superstar. You're right 20% of the time. I know that drives our engineers and accountants crazy, because if you were right 20% of the time, there's bridges falling down and people going to jail for tax evasion. Right. So no, you can't be right 20% of the time. Well, here, that's like, wow. Okay. So what can we safely assume? Nothing. If we are going to move forward, and if we are going to, and this is for me, okay, this is a little peek behind the scenes at how I think. If I'm going to assist you in moving forward, and this is one of the things that I talk about in that session, is that I cannot see you as the person who was limited by your circumstances yesterday, last year, 5 minutes ago. No, that was 5 minutes ago. That was the past. Now, meaning right now, meaning in this exact moment, I must, if I intend to serve you, I must see you as your future, your possibilities, your accomplishment, soon to be, right? No, you don't have the money in your cash and fist at this exact moment, okay? But I fully expect that since you're engaged in this teaching, in applying the tactics and getting strategic about how you think and how you live your life, I fully expect that you're doing so with intent. In fact, you wouldn't be doing so if you didn't have the ability, the fortitude, the constitution to actually execute, to accomplish that which you want. There is something that Napoleon Hill talked about in Think and Grow Rich, where he said, that which the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Conceive, believe, achieve. Conceive. Can you conceive of yourself accomplishing trips with the family, Lamborghinis, whatever, right? Whatever you want. Okay, great. Can you believe it? Conceive and believe. Can you believe that about yourself? Now, I'm here to tell you, I believe it about you. If you can conceive it and you're showing up, you're making an effort, which is head and shoulders beyond, what most people are doing right now, which is nothing, right? Well, I believe in you. Do you believe in you? Great question. Now, I can't assume that you do. Assumptions are dangerous, but I can see you as that person, and perhaps, and not to get lofty or anything here, but perhaps believe in you more than you believe in you at the outset. But what's the purpose of all these calls? Like, why are we showing up here? What is this daily success call? What is this? It's all about mindset. It's all about, it's designed to sell you. This is a sales pitch, okay? It's designed to sell you on how friggin' awesome you are. I'm sold. I can't assume that you are. And so when you show up here, my one job is to help you recognize the reality that already exists, that you very well can be the next top burner in this whole damn deal. You want the throne? There's plenty of room at the top. You're going to have to learn some stuff. Yeah, you're going to go through trials and stuff, whatever. Okay, but I know you can. I know you can. That's not an assumption. Okay, that's an expectation. And because I've cultivated that for you, and I don't flinch or anything, I don't have any, Michael shows up here and says, I'm here to get that. Was it a camper van? Is it, yeah, right. They're making camper vans right now for somebody, maybe for Michael. I think so. Does Michael think so? Well, I'll keep showing up until Michael's got the damn camper van, and then it won't be a mystery anymore. And then he'll be on to the next thing, hopefully, right? The next item. And we're just talking about physical stuff here. Okay, but what is the other product that is produced out of all of this thinking and doing and achieving? The other product is you, bigger, stronger, faster than you were before. You see, you can't get to this higher level of physical expression, lifestyle stuff, having and not having of stuff, right? You can't have without first becoming, right? So you will become that which you're becoming in the process. And therefore that which you do will reveal that which you have, be, do, and have in that order. And so while we're looking at this in a reverse sequence right now, the carrot might be what you have or what you want to have. And hopefully you're not vague about that. I know that you can get it. Okay. Napoleon Hill said, you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. Conceive and believe. Where's the shortfall for most people? Believe. Conceive, yeah, I can conceive of it. There's camper vans. There's trips to Grand Canyon, whatever else. Do I believe it? Well, other people. That's for other people. What do we have to do? What do we have to do? I know this is kind of a field of the impulse of thought that was brought up by Denise in the beginning about being too nice. Okay. Let's turn it around. Let's just look at the mirror for a second. What if we've been too nice to ourselves? What do I mean by that? Does that mean berate yourself and self-deprecation? No. What if we've just bought our own excuses? Because we're so damn nice. It's okay, Denise. You go ahead and you just, there's limits to everything. I mean, you got to be reasonable, don't you? I mean, just go ahead and give yourself a break. What if that was the conversation we always had with ourselves? How much evolution do you think there is in that? And yes, there's times to take a break. I just had 2 days away from a computer screen. It was glorious. But I'll tell you what, if I wasn't on my computer right now, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Like, I get to work. I love my work. Okay. So can we go ahead and tighten it up a little bit? Can we go ahead and perhaps not be so nice to ourselves, assuming that we're going to do the right thing anyway? Can we go ahead and can we give ourselves a command because we expect of ourselves, not the level of performance that we demonstrated yesterday, which is irrelevant, but we expect and we believe that which we conceived, we can also achieve. So the bridge is belief in this case. If you're looking at the words that Napoleon Hill used, conceive, believe, achieve. Believe. There's the bridge. Believe. So now the question is my goal worthy of me? Not am I worthy of my goal? Of course I am. I'm freaking awesome, right? Am I thinking big enough? Am I shooting big enough, right? What size camper van? How long do you want to stay at the Grand Canyon? Great questions. Now we're asking good questions because there's the Grand Canyon and they're building camper vans right now. But you got to know it for yourself, right? So all I can do is bring you to the edge, not the Grand Canyon edge. I mean, I'm not going to bring you to that edge. Back up just a little bit, almost perfect picture. Just one more step back. You guys have heard that joke. Back up just, actually, it's not even that funny. There's something like 55 people a year die in the canyon. But anyway, but I can bring you to the precipice of through these conversations and through many different angles on the same truth. And the truth is you're so able. You're so able, right? So we'll hit that from a million different angles. Something's going to get in and then you're going to stand up. And some of you are standing up right now and it's glorious. It is so good to see. You know the transformation we've witnessed right here on these calls. Spectacular, right? And I'm not, this isn't a braggardly thing or anything. It's not, oh, me, I did it, I'm your guru or something. No, I just held up the mirror, right? And I've just been working on myself for so long that arguably something's working. Studying this stuff for 35 years, something has to sink in. But even through this thick-headed Italian skull, but it's all done. And if there's one thing we can kind of park on, it's all done with love, respect, and intent. I respect entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurs. I love that you're willing to stand up and do something. If I could just kind of give you a little boost, right? I'll speak for Karen as well, right? As a person who's what's our title? Performance coach or something. Okay, great. So as a person who's about performance, production, I like the word production, productivity, right? Performance. Okay. I don't care about title stuff, but the people who are here behind the scenes to help you produce at an exponentially higher level than what you did before you showed up here. That's the main thing. If I'll tell you right now, most people on here know more about e-commerce than I do. Not my path. That's your path. That's fantastic, right? I know more about other stuff. Great. There's like 100 people on staff here, and they all have a specialty, right? Admin knows administrative stuff. Don't show me a spreadsheet, right? The accounting people, they know account. I don't do that, right? Other people, customer service, right? Tech support. Oh, please don't call me with tech support, right? Now you want to talk philosophy? I am your guy. Oh my goodness, you got something going on mentally there? I could talk for months. We can have all kinds of breakthroughs, and we have been talking for months right here in this forum. So my suggestion to you is to yes, trust yourself, but also verify. Yes, expect of yourself greatness, because you pretty much get what you expect. And yes, you can conceive it. And when you start to believe it, you're going to start achieving it too. And these little incremental increases, these little light bulbs that turn on for you, whether it's something you got from the course or from me or Karen, or just walking down the street and looking at a bird or something. I don't care who the messenger is, but something's going to get in. You're going to be like, oh, right? I think I could do that. Next thing you know, you got off your ass and you did it. And every little accomplishment, every little win, you keep that. Hopefully you acknowledge it and don't just brush it off. Yeah, that was nice, but I'm not going to smell the roses. No, smell the damn roses. Okay. And you put that in your little bag, and you get bigger and bigger, right? More and more able. You realize how able you are. And then next thing you know, those little incremental increases add up to an exponential increase. Next thing you know, you're at the top of the mountain. People are like, wow, you're amazing, you're special. But all you did was develop some new habits. That's all you did. Habits of thought and deed, which of course precede what you have or don't have, right? It's be, do, and have in that order all the time. So we're working on the biggest part of that is, who are you and why are you showing up here? And what are you here to accomplish? I think that's the biggest conversation we can have. Because Ralph Emerson said, of what use to make heroic vows of amendment if the same old lawbreaker is to keep them? Don't show up here as the person you were yesterday, right? Be bigger than that. And then what can you do as that person? What would Rachel do? What would John do? What would Denise do? What would Mike do? Right? Start asking yourself, what would a person who's really moving forward in business and in life, what would they do? And then go do that. And then get the result. Pleasing or not, you'll have something to assess. Here's my statistics. They're great. They suck. Either way, I did it. And now you can optimize. You can't steer a parked car, right? You can optimize what you've done or not done. Actually, you can optimize what you've done. You can't optimize what you haven't done, unless it's an act of omission, and somehow that's to your advantage. Anyway, not to get too deep into the weeds on that. I love you guys. I'm glad to be here with you all. Welcome back, John. Oh, thank you so much. Glad to be back. I'm going to stop talking now. Denise has her hand up again. Please, Denise, and then anybody else, if you'd like to talk, please come on out.
Oh, yeah. So I just wanted to say, so I had a family issue that I had to deal with. And it was a long-term family issue where I literally could not get on my computer for a second. And I have been absent from my computer from these meetings for a month. It's literally have been a month. And I was having horrible anxiety because I wasn't looking at my websites. I wasn't doing anything. But I had to deal with all of this family stuff that was going on. And so I was feeling very defeated and feeling very like a failure. And like I couldn't, okay, now I'm just not going to be able to do it. Yesterday I looked at, just because now I'm starting to get on them again and everything's done with the family issue. And yesterday I looked on my Etsy and my Amazon, and I had 4 sales. Now, I know that I have been doing this for almost a year. I should be getting more than 4 sales, but other issues have happened, and so I'm not. But I'm sure there are people that have just been doing it for 3 or 4 months and are getting, you know, a numerous amount of sales. But for me, that was great. And so it made me feel good. And it made me feel like, okay, if I am absent from my websites and I still had 4 sales, then I know that I can do this. I know that I can pick it back up and just rock it, and I can do this. And so it was really great. And I expect greatness from myself. So
beautiful. And look, 4 sales, and you're just getting things going here. You may have been hanging around the business for a year, but I mean, 4 sales is infinitely better than 0 sales, right? You didn't even show up. So there's proof of concept. Now what? Scale, right? Do more of what works and less of what doesn't. I mean, that's the whole idea here. And look, Denise or anyone, you could say right now, today I hit the reset button and today is my first day in the business. And you can create with intent. Okay. That doesn't mean you hit the reset button and go back on vacation, but with intent, you could say, I turn over a new leaf today. I mean, we are 10 days out from October. All hands on deck, baby. 4th quarter, here it comes. All right.
Yep.
If not now, I don't know a better time to hit the reset button. I think now would be good. When would now be a good time to do it? I think now. Okay, well, very good. Let's do that. Love you, Denise. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Haven't been to St. George in a while. Got to get up there. Every time I'm in St. George, I eat at the Five Guys right there off the highway.
Yeah, Five Guys. Yeah.
Actually, I ate at Five Guys yesterday in Flagstaff, Arizona. So just so you know, they're there as well. All right. For those who don't know what Five Guys is, it is some pretty awesome hamburgers. Anybody else? Come on out. Any other hands? I don't see any other hands. Anybody want to talk? You want to? Justin. Hey, here comes Justin. Hey, Justin.
All right. So last Friday, Patricia was doing some, beating herself up, and Karen demonstrated the principle of polarity, where things aren't on a black and white flip side of the coin. They're on a spectrum, like hot and cold. Where do you tell where the temperature is? It's by degrees. And so, she talked to Patricia and all of us about our head talk, which you're talking about today. And it's not that you can go straight to the positive side after having some negative head talk, but then she demonstrated the principle of neutrality by becoming aware of it and addressing it with yourself. You can then make a turnaround on it. So I'm learning a lot from Karen and you also, John. It's awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome as well. Thank you. I acknowledge you. And Karen, right? She comes up with some observations, right? Neutrality. We could say objectivity as well, just looking at it as an object rather than so subjective and thinking. Justin, thank you, man. Glad you're here. And I know you've had some breakthroughs here as well. And really good to know you, my friend. This is just the beginning for you. Really excited. Let's go to Michael and then Patricia, and then I think Joe is here. Hey, Michael.
Hello. So I'm not glad that Denise went through her thing, but I'm glad that you brought the story to us, because I was kind of going through the same thing where I was burning myself out and I wasn't looking after myself, and it was kind of like her being away from the computer. Well, in my case, it was me being on my computer all the time and nothing else was getting done. So I was going, and 60 miles an hour in reverse or in neutral. I've got the energy, I've got the drive, it's all happening. I just can't get the thing to go forward. So it has been. I needed the weekend off. I just said, okay, you know what? It's me time, and I did some good things for myself, and now back on track. And like you said, it's like 10 days until the end of the month. Holy cow! Can you believe that? And sometimes, it's good to know that you can step back, look after yourself. This business will still continue. It'll still move. Whether you're asleep, whether you're awake, whether you're in a different country, whether you're away from the computer, doesn't matter. It's going to move forward because you've moved forward first. And it's almost following you along, like, the dog that won't go away. It's like, go, no, I'm going to be with you no matter what. So it's really nice that we have a e-commerce type of business where at one point it will be totally self-sufficient. We will have set it up in such a way that it will run whether we're there or not. And it is so great. And so when we do need this downtime and to look after ourselves and go to St. George and, to Italy and to LA, we'll be able to do that, or Vegas, I guess, and not have to worry about, now I've got this to do. I've got that. No, don't worry about it. It's good. It's all good.
That's great. But you build that momentum, right? And then you can go ahead and have your break. And I think that's part of what we're talking about is not allowing ourselves constant breaks. We got to get this train off the tracks here, or onto the tracks, right? We got to get something moving. And so we can tighten that up. Right. And the more, look, and there are some people here, Denise alluded to it, you just did as well. There are people here who get the business to the point in short order where they're not showing up as much. Right. So maybe they've got, assistants and people that are, doing, and that's real, right? They're doing designs, they're posting, they've got people doing the legwork. Okay. Whereas they've invested in the business in another way rather than their own time. Yeah. So there's lots of possibilities here. So Michael,
Denise's train has now left the track or left the station. Yeah. It's on its way. So that's a lot further ahead than a lot of us.
Well, there you
go.
Not
mentioning any names, Michael.
There's a little validation there for.
I got to get my train out of the track.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. So let's get it done.
It's happening. Okay. It's happening. Right. By the way, just so you know, 135 ads on Amazon.
Wow.
Finally got it on there.
Wow. Okay.
You got to make it work right now. That's all.
Shopping season is soon approaching. Here we go. Let's go to Patricia, and then I think Kelly and Joe are here. Wow. Hey, Patricia.
Hi, everybody. I want to thank you, Justin. You were talking about how Karen was talking to me, and a couple of other people were too. I did not realize that some of my jokes that I was saying about myself was showing my depression about myself, and so I had to think, okay, I'm on this thing that I forgot the video, John, that you put out where the gentleman was talking and you have to do 30 days of positive attitude. And if you mess that up, then you have to start all over again, and right now I'm on 7 days of positive attitude. And there was one day I had to start all over, and then I got angry about something and I went, dang it, I messed that up. So now I'm learning how to think before I say, and that think about what other people are seeing in me. And the thing about it is that, you try not to care what other people think, but at the same time you have to, because they see something in you that you're not seeing. And I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that to help me on my journey, that I am putting myself down for no reason. And I wasn't thinking about that. That's not the way it was in my head, but that's what I was projecting to everyone. So apparently somewhere back here, I was thinking that, so I may not be making any sense. I'm sorry, but I really appreciated everybody's help on that. And I talked to my husband about it, and he was like, he doesn't ever want to say anything negative to me because he doesn't want to hurt my feelings. He loves me. He doesn't want to hurt me. And I told him, I said, but sometimes, honey, you have to tell me these things. If you see something in me that could help me, you have to help me and tell me. That's your job. That's part of being in love with somebody, or being a friend with somebody, because he's my best friend. But it was really eye-opening for me to hear all that. So thank you, friends, for helping me with that, and continue to do so if I slip up. I would really appreciate that. That's
Wow.
it. Thank you.
Patricia, thank you for sharing that and for being so candid. What some people would call vulnerable. I call it strong, for being strong. Okay. And what I think you're referring to Earl Nightingale, where he said for 30 days, stop
Yes.
thinking about what you fear. Think only
Yes.
about where you're going. Don't think about what you
Mhm.
fear. So being positive, that's kind of broad. And, how do you quantify that? We're going to quantify it with what you fear. Don't think about that.
Oh, I'm also, John,
Mhm.
I looked up in the dictionary the word try because you said that you don't like that word.
Mhm.
And so I started thinking about it, and I'm trying to remove that word. There's one word I don't have in my vocabulary, and that's the word can't or cannot, those two words, because I can do anything. Maybe something physically, it's not going to enable me to do it or whatever, but I'm going to do it if I put my mind to it.
Wow.
But I'm trying to not use the word try anymore. And
Use
that
it.
is hard because
Yeah, it is.
I was relying on that word. That's a hard word to not say.
You could say
You know, 'cause-
attempt. You could say effort. You could say other things.
Attempt.
Right.
Yeah.
I will endeavor.
And Cluna helped a lot too. Thank you, Cluna, for your advice and helping.
And that is
Michael
Kelly and
and-
Joe. Let's bring Kelly and Joe out here.
Yeah.
Kelly and Joe, you've got the floor. Thank you, Patricia.
Well, you can always delegate some of this things that you need to do, as Kelly delegates a whole lot to Joe. But she also says, whatever you put out there in the universe, it comes back to you. So put positive things out there. Put out there what you want. Go for it. I'm the half of the Italian in me just has to have it. But Kelly is the delegator and the monitor of is it done properly? So you don't want to get under Kelly's skin because boy, she'll tell you, da da da. And I think, Pat, you need that someone to bounce off of, to get the ideas flowing even faster. And then, yes, put it out there in the atmosphere and get what you want. My dad used to tell me when I was very young, you might not be able to do it as quick as somebody else, but there's nothing you can't do. And there hasn't been.
I was always told that when you say try means you're going to fail. You're setting yourself up to fail. You're not getting anywhere. So it's better to say, I will. I'll think about it. I'll
Give it some
thought
and get it done.
and get it done.
And we appreciate you, little Italian guy, taking a little time off. It was funny.
Hope you had a great time.
I did. You should see. Well, you guys have. I mean, you're in Vegas, right? So you've probably been to the Grand Canyon, right? It's right down the street.
Yes.
Oh,
There you go. Plus, out by Vegas, they got the glass walking thing where you can walk over the canyon. I haven't
oh,
seen
she
it.
won't do that though.
I haven't seen it. I've only been to the eastern part of it, but yeah, okay, good. There's something we could do, right? Go walk over the canyon. That's interesting. All right,
No.
thank you, Kelly. Good to see you, Kelly. I just see Joe. I see K Luna 0417. I think Joe, but it was Joe and Kelly today. So
Yeah, she's actually
I'm on
taking her
vacation.
vacation and doing this.
fantastic. Glad you're here, my friend. All right. So we
Thank
got
you.
Michael and then AJ, and then I think we've got to wrap up. We're running out of time. Hey, Michael, and then AJ. Hey, Michael.
Boy, I got the floor tonight. Holy cow. Or today, I should say. Denise brought something really interesting. One of the things that I've been practicing, when I say a sentence that says, well, I can't do something or whatever, I went, wait a minute, stop. Let's rewind. I can do this thing in a different way. So I'm changing the direction of my words. So instead of coming from a negative perspective, not, can't, won't, try, I'm flipping it around so that I am saying things from a positive energy, if you will, so that otherwise I can't do the floor. I could do the floor in a little while. I'm going to make time for it. So you're removing the can't part. You're removing the stopping part, and so that the flow is forward rather than putting up your own blocks. And I understand what she said about try. I hate that word because when someone said try means not. You're not going to do anything. If you're going to try something, don't even bother saying it because you're not doing it. So I took a whole seminar on these negative words, and it's like barbs in my head. As an author, you probably understand some of those, and it's just they won't go away. So I say, okay, they're not going to go away. So in this case, I'll say I'm going to use them to my benefit. I'm going to use the words that are better to make positive sentences and positive conversations because we are what we think: positive action, positive activity, positive thought. There you go. To quote a John Lavinia idiom.
Thank you. So
because integrity is everything. Did you guys know that John wrote a book?
Yeah.
There's a shameless plug.
But I've been conscious of that myself, and then we're gonna get to AJ. So rather than saying, "Hey, don't forget," all right. So how about I say, "Hey, please remember."
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
Such
hey,
a
AJ.
silly thing. It's so easy. Thank you, Carlos.
All right, AJ, what you doing?
Hi, this is my first call on here.
Woo, AJ.
I am stuck, wondering if there is any one-on-one help somewhere. I've gone through the Train Me Again and the 90-minute thing, and I need more help.
Okay, so if you need help with anything with your course material, then help at lowhangingecom.com. Can somebody put that in the chat for AJ? Help.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay, you've got that. And then also two other forms of help. One would be the Facebook group, which I'm not a big proponent of social media. However, it's been a rather helpful group. You can search for any terms you want in there. And the other thing is, this room's always open. So like before the meeting, we got people helping each other in here. I already saw in the chat, somebody said, hey, when we shut down for the day, let's come back in the room because we're going to do something in here. So maybe as soon as we shut this meeting down, join it again and, get some, there's that cat. What's that cat's name?
Oliver.
Hey, Oliver, we see you. Welcome. We got a lot of animal lovers around here. All right, AJ. So those are three forms of help. The other thing is we do have, and I don't know where you're at in the process in terms of working with an accountability rep, but get with your do you know who your accountability rep is?
No, I don't know anything like that.
Okay,
I didn't even find out about this call until my third week. So.
Wow. Okay, so out there in space, we need to send a shuttle. Do we have any ARs here with us right now? I don't know. We got a lot of people here with us. If we have any ARs here, if we can find AJ, in fact, send me an email. John L. JOHNL, John L. at knowledgesource.com.au. John L. at knowledgesource.com.au. Send me an email now. We're going to give you a little extra love. Okay.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up festivities for the day. I will see you all back here. I'll be with you on Wednesday. Karen will be here with you tomorrow, right? So get excited about that. In the meantime, so good to see you all. You guys have a great day. Okay. Bye.